Happy Monday, everybody. I'm Amanda Head, the Hollywood Conservative, and this is your Hollywood Minute. I am so excited about today's topic because it involves late night television. And you guys, we all know Bill Maher has said some things recently that, while the vast majority of his opinions I disagree with, he has said some very interesting and reasonable things lately, especially with respect to the First Amendment. But, over the course of the last 10, 20 years, there's one issue I've always agreed with him on, and it was his stance on radical Islam. But in addition to that, there have been other things recently that he has called out his own side for. And you guys, his monologue this weekend, I've watched it 3 times already. It's absolutely incredible. It's one of the most clear-headed, yet funny 9 minutes of late night television I think that there has ever been. Definitely in my lifetime. So he did a monologue on the topic of transgenderism as it relates to kids. And again, I would encourage you to go watch the clip. It's about 9 minutes long. I've watched it 3 times already. But I just wanted to highlight some of the things that he said and try to condense it and consolidate it. So the first thing he said that just really, really rang true was when things change this much, this fast, people are allowed to ask what's up with that. That is true for anything, but especially with something like this that involves kids. He said all the babies are in the wrong bodies. Was there a mix-up at the plant? It wasn't that long ago that you would ask kids, what do they want to be when they grow up? And you meant profession, not gender or gender identity. He said it's okay to ask questions about something that is very new and involves children. The answer can't always be that anyone from a marginalized community is automatically right, trump card, mic drop, end of discussion, because we're literally experimenting on children. I'm not paraphrasing. That's literally what he said. And I wanted to stand up and cheer when he said that. He said, common sense should tell you that when you try to reverse the course of raging hormones, there are going to be problems. It hinders the development of bone density, which is kind of important if you like having a skeleton. He said there are fertility issues and the ability to have an orgasm. He said, weighing trade-offs is not bigotry. That, again, is true on anything, whether you're talking about fiscal policy and budgets, war with Ukraine, anything, immigration. It is okay to weigh the trade-offs. It's okay to weigh the pros and cons of issues. That doesn't make you a bigot or a racist or transphobe or whatever. He was talking about the New York Pride March that is happening in June, and he said that the Grand Marshal is this trans attorney with the ACLU, along with 3 other transgenders and a lesbian. And he said notably absent is gay men. Gay men aren't even hip enough for the gay pride parade. He said compared to trans, gay is practically cis and cis is practically Mormon. He said it's trendy. Penis equals man. Okay, boomer. What else were some? Oh, he was talking about how if you go to a small dinner party here in Los Angeles, you will very often hear parents talk about the fact that at least one of their kids is transgender. And he said, what are the chances of this happening in Youngstown, Ohio? Why is this regional? Either Ohio is shaming them or California is creating them. He said, how did we get to the place where parents won't even send their kid to the corner without a helmet, an EpiPen, and a GPS tracker? God forbid a kid touches dairy, but hormone blockers perfectly okay. And genital surgery, talk about a nut allergy. He said, I guess penises are gross now, but one may come in handy later on. If you're a man who wants to experience life without a pair of balls, you don't need to have surgery, just get married. And that was obviously another joke. He said, maybe the boy who thinks he's a girl is just gay, or whatever Frasier was, which for those of you who watched the show Frasier, it's one of my favorite shows ever. I absolutely love it, so I loved that joke. He said, maybe the girl who hates girly stuff just needs to learn that being female doesn't mean you have to act like a Kardashian. Maybe childhood makes you sad sometimes, and there are other solutions besides hand me the dick saw. Sorry for the language, but it's just funnier when you use the actual word. I said, being a parent today is hard. It's hard to determine when something is real or just a phase. Kids have phases. It's all phases with kids. The dinosaur phase, the Hello Kitty phase. One day they want to be an astronaut. The next day you can't get them to leave their room. And he said, gender fluid. Kids are fluid about everything. If kids at age 8 knew what they wanted to be when they grew up, the world would be full of princesses and cowboys. I wanted to be a pirate. Thank God nobody took me seriously and scheduled me for eye removal and peg leg surgery. So that's how he closes the monologue. But again, you guys, please watch this monologue. It's absolutely incredible. And I really do believe that this transgenderism movement is going to be the smoking issue of our generation. You had so many people who smoked in, 40s, 50s, 60s, obviously copious smoking prior to that. But nobody thought that there was anything wrong with it. And now we all know that it is cancerous. And transgenderism obviously is not medically cancerous. It doesn't literally cause cancer, but it is psychologically and emotionally cancerous to our society and to our culture. And I really, really hope that this is that issue of our generation, that we realize 10 years from now, hopefully it won't take that long, that this is destroying generations of children. Okay, head over to my website, thehollywoodconservative.us, sign up for my daily emails, go to My Pillow and use my promo code Hollywood. They have that huge sale on slippers right now, more than 60% off, I think. So use my promo code Hollywood. It's, deep discounts. Okay, see you guys tomorrow.